Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Allie. I am a heroin addict searching for my recovery. And today's video is a suggested video. It is going to be about my cocaine addiction. I just want to make a disclaimer and say that I like, why did I just say like? I'm sorry, I just got out of work. I just got home and decided that I wanted to film. So I know it's been a minute. I know like I haven't been filming as much as I should, but I'm here. I'm back. Better than ever. So it's going to be about cocaine addiction. I'm just going to say that cocaine was never really my drug of choice. And I didn't know that until I did heroin at 16. So it was actually a pretty short time span, but so like I said, I started popping pills like really young, like not like pills at like 12, 13, but like I had a really hard time sleeping, right? So I popped sleeping pills and I realized when I popped a couple of them, I really liked being drowsy. I like that feeling. And that's when I realized I really like being high. So then I smoked weed for the first time at 13, started doing oxys, perks, all that shit, Xans at 14, 15. I was still smoking weed every day, still popping pills. I was doing whatever was coming my way. And then 16, I really got into coke. When I left my mom's house, I got like intertwined with, I had a boyfriend a couple years older than me at the time, and I ended up moving in with him. And the people, I was around a lot of older people. His friends were like in their 30s. Oops. Late 30s, early 40s, late 20s, and I was just a teenager at the time, 16, 17. So I was around a lot of older people, and these people sold coke, always had coke, so I was always around coke. And my boyfriend at the time would like flip small packages, you know, to make money. Nothing like big, like half ounce, stuff like that, but we would just get it and flip it, so it was always around. And it's not like I really like fiend for it until I started doing it when I would drink and be around a lot of people. I really liked the um idea that it was like a social drug. Like I could do it at parties or do it when there was like a group of people, not even just parties, like just a couple people. And I liked the fact that I was able to talk about whatever I wanted and not like be shy, not fumble over my words, because I have like a really hard time, like ever since like I've been out of school, I can't find the right word to describe like what I'm talking about most of the time. I'm really bad at putting sentences together and all that. That's why I'm like trying to start reading again so I don't sound like a fucking idiot when I talk. And when I did coke, it just all blended together nicely. I was confident. I didn't, like I said, trip over my words. I didn't stutter. I said everything like with a spitfire attitude. Didn't really care what people thought. It just felt good. And then once you like get that euphoria, you know, your heart starts pumping, that dopamine releases, you start feeling even better. And you just need more and more to stay high, which, you know, powder cocaine lasts longer than a crack high. That's powder cocaine ended up leading me to smoking crack. I know it's not like that for everybody, but I know a lot of people who used to just sniff powder and it led to smoking crack. And once you start smoking crack, you never go back to powder. All you can do is smoke crack. And smoking crack, you take hit after hit after hit. It's not like you do line and like wait like 20 minutes, you feel good, and then do another line. Some people, it even lasts longer. Like it all depends on your tolerance and how high you're really trying to be. But I'm not talking about crack in this video. I'm talking about powder cocaine because I got a request by a girly that is dealing with this right now. So the problem with cocaine addiction is people use it to be more social. They use it to score interviews. They use it to enhance their personality. And it feels good at the same time. And then that warped sense of reality, like, really gets a hold of you, and you start wanting it every day. Some people need it in the morning, like as soon as they wake up in the morning. I was never like that, but I know a lot of people who are like that. And in the midst of all of this, heroin epidemic stuff, I think people forget that cocaine is the second most trafficked drug in the world. Like, people love their cocaine, like Pablo Escobar, all these big ass drug dealers, they dealt with cocaine. And I feel like since heroin is like such a big no-no drug right now, and like so many people are suffering, that people forget that cocaine is just as bad, and it's like known as like a white collar drug. Like, a lot of rich people do it, yada yada yada, like Great Gatsby type shit. But it is true, people with money snort coke, and people with no money snort coke too. So it just sucks. I can't, like, it was never my like first drug of choice. Like, I smoked crack for a couple years straight along with doing dope. So the thing with powder cocaine is, in my own in my experience, was when I would do it, I just needed more heroin to come down, because the come down on coke like really sucks. Like, it just, you go up, 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 euphoria, all that. You're talking your ear off, talking people's ears off, and then all of a sudden, when you come down, it's like your heart rate like never really settles. Your heart rate is just pumping, and you're kind of just like tired and over it. And I call it like being stuck. It just, that's what it feels like. Like, you're just stuck. Like, you can't really talk, you have nothing to really say, and you're just sitting there up, uncomfortable, can't really lay down. You get really stiff, like it leads to really bad hypertension. Like, I'd always have like my shoulders up, my back would kill, my nose would kill, nonstop nosebleeds. Cocaine literally eats your fucking septum. And I know that like when you sniff dope, it's supposed to do that too, but I never had like a worse nose than when I did cocaine. Some people get nosebleeds every day from it because it is literally eating your fucking nose. And yeah, that's like what the things that I like remember about it. I don't do cocaine. I don't like cocaine because I realized over the years that I am a more of a downer girl. That's why I like Xanax. I like heroin. I like anything that brings me down to relax. Like, I like would do coke here and there, but it's not really like my drug of choice. But I have seen it ruin people's lives. It is people, they'll do it as soon as they wake up in the morning, and then they need it all throughout the day. It is not a cheap drug. It is fucking expensive. It's an expensive habit, and it's hard on your body. It's hard on your heart. It's hard on your brain. It brings your, like, it like releases all of your dopamine receptors, and it's like so hard to refill them, and it's hard to get that dopamine flowing, which means without cocaine. So that means like it's hard to be happy unless you're constantly punching that receptor with cocaine. So like you realize that you are depressed all the time unless you're sniffing a line. And even when you do sniff a line, it still doesn't even get you as high as you want. You need a bunch to even like get yourself back up there. It really sucks. It's like a never ending, like you're just sniffing, sniffing and sniffing and sniffing, and you're never reaching that high that you want. You're not releasing all that dopamine and that all the euphoria that you want to feel. Like, it's just not it. Like, that's what happens when you keep doing cocaine over and over again. It is not going to feel like it once did. You're going to be chasing a high that you will never get again. And it just, that's exactly what it is. And where else was I going with this? But anyway, yeah, it leads to, you know, like they call it the all crack diet. I'm not talking about crack though. It leads to no, you know, you don't have an appetite, which means you're not feeding your body right, which means you're not feeding your brain right, and you know, you're not gonna work great. You're gonna be staying up all night, getting no sleep. Your body cannot repair itself. You're not gonna when you stay up all night, you're not gonna get up in the morning for work. You're gonna be calling out. And it just really, this is how it begins, like this cycle of being trapped in a cocaine addiction. And that's how people lose their jobs, because they're up all night, they're not feeding their body right, their mood swings are high and low, because there's not enough dopamine to feel good just doing little things. Like when you eat, it's not going to feel good. Having sex is not going to feel good. It really takes your sex drive after a while. At first, you're going to get like a really high sex drive, but that goes away really quick. And once you're high on coke, your sex drive will deaden. Like literally, it will deaden. Leads to heart palpitations, all of that. And then like when you're not on coke, your heart won't know how to beat unless it has coke in its system. It's just a shit show. And you know, you can relate this to a lot of other drugs, but cocaine is just really hard on the brain. And I'm not saying any other drug isn't, but cocaine it's like just revving your engine nonstop and never getting rest, never getting sleep, unless you are, that's another thing with cocaine. To do cocaine, most people need a downer at night, so that is adding another addiction to the mess. You don't want to stay up all night, you want to keep your job, so that means you're going to have to spend money on a downer now, or you know, buy alcohol, or every time you drink alcohol you're going to want coke and a cigarette. Like one thing just leads to another. You know, every time you drink, you're going to want a line of coke, or every time you do a line of coke, you're going to want to drink, or you're going to want to do heroin after to bring you down. I know that's an extreme thing, but I've seen cocaine and alcohol go hand in hand most times. And most people want to do a downer after their cocaine because the come down just really fucking sucks. It's just a really hard drug to be addicted to. It really is. And it really wasn't my drug of choice. Like, it was really easy for me to let go, but I know for a lot of people, it's an everyday thing. Just like I do heroin every day, it's an everyday thing. They need their cocaine every day to feel good and to function, even though the cocaine is like ruining their function at the same time. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about cocaine addiction. I did a video about my crack addiction already. Cocaine is pretty similar to crack, like to where you get so high that you're paranoid, you're peeking out the blinds, all of that, peeking out the blinds. A lot of people get that jaw thing going where they're like, and your teeth are just getting shorter and shorter, you're grinding your teeth. A lot of people get TMJ because their jaws are clenched the whole time while they're doing coke. It's just a drug that is so fucking hard on your body. And I feel for everybody that has to deal with that every day. You know, everyone's talking about the heroin epidemic, but just a couple, like I said, a couple years ago, but just like 10, 20 years ago, it was a crack/cocaine epidemic, and everybody was doing it. Rich, poor, middle class, black, white, mixed, don't fucking matter. Don't fucking matter. But that's all I have to really say about cocaine. I know this isn't really a long video, but I just wanted to talk about the things that I experienced and the things that I've seen in other people. If you have any questions, comment them down below. If you like this video, hit the button, it's free. If you want to see more of me, subscribe to my channel. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. I hope that it gave you some insight onto how hard cocaine can be on your body. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Mwah.